Good morning from the Zhinvali Reservoir, where we begin our journey today to the northernmost reaches of Georgia's territory, up towards the border with Russia and the region of Kazbegi. Let's go. It goes without saying that where there's views, there's money to be made. So there's plenty of market stalls and street vendors here as well. Now, as well as being a pretty spectacular viewpoint, it's also functional. If you've been to Tbilisi and drunk the water out of the tap, this is where it comes from. Now back in the transport and on the road again. Just a few short minutes down the road, we've stopped at the Ananuri Monastery Complex. Now you know by now, I'm not going to go in. I'm wearing shorts and I don't like cameras, so we're going to take in some more views instead. Now the lake you can see in the background is still the Zhinvali Reservoir, 14 kilometers long. It stretches for quite a while down here. As I reach the top of the monastery here, on a pretty dodgy path, there is a morbid tale to this tower, which I'll tell you when I get back down to safety. Now I've got my breath back and past the traffic jam of people trying to get a picture at the top, I can tell you that once upon a time, men, women and children were burned in that tower, and they were left for over 200 years, 202 to be precise. So if you believe in bad karma, the place probably has a fair bit. Okay, just before we jump back in the transport, as we are down the road from the village of Natakhtari, it's worth mentioning one of Georgia's best exports, as modelled here by Febi. Their lemonade, no matter what flavour it is, they call it lemonade. We've got a pear one, it's pretty good. We recommend the cream one too. If you're here, you need to try it. Pulled over here by the side of the road to have a look at the Aragvi River. There's actually a confluence of two rivers. I don't know if you can see the different colours behind me. It's where two rivers meet. They contain different minerals, and for some reason they don't immediately mix, which creates this contrast behind me. Okay, it's pretty early on in the video. We've stopped for some food. Some decent views around us, and we've got some more Natakhtari lemonade. This time it's tarragon flavour. If you're watching this and you've seen my video from Gudauri, Armenia, the Armenian cherry blossom is back. We're being completely snowed under by cotton at the minute. Okay, just on our way up the mountain, we've stopped at some of these little honey stalls. There's not much to show you really. I'll show you what they look like, some of the nice mountains in the distance, and then we'll be on our way again to try and get to Kazbegi. Off we go. Okay, finally in the peaks of Gudauri, we've reached the Georgian-Russian Friendship Monument, which if you've walked around Tbilisi any time recently, it might be quite amusing, because every other wall seems to say no Russian law, or something even worse about Russians in some cases. However, obviously we have to separate people from politics. This is actually referring to something that dates all the way back to the 1700s. It's in an absolutely unbelievable location. Let's get up there and have a look. Well, I would have liked to have spent a lot more time here, but we wasted a lot of time, stood by the side of the road at the honey cellars, and lunch took a long time too. So my advice is to just splash out and get a private tour if you come here, because the group tours just haven't worked out, to be honest. Right, we've finally arrived in Kazbegi. Febby says it's cold, I don't think it is. It's like normal June in England for me, just a bit overcast. The sunglasses are staying on though. We're going up there somewhere, so we got to jump in a jeep. I think that's our signal to do so. See you in a minute. Well, if you've seen the video from Tatev, it's looking a bit that way. There's a bit of cloud around. Well, there you go. A valley with some clouds. As you can tell, I'm a little bit tired and I've had enough. There is a monastery up there. We'll go and have a look. Just there. See you in a minute. Apologies in advance for any wind noise you're going to get up here, because it is a little bit choppy. I still don't think it's that cold, do you?
It's super cold.
Down at the Copacabana. Beautiful British summer weather this is. As we begin our ascent up the winding road to the monastery. We've just heard thunder booming across the valley as well, so it might get a bit more interesting with a big old storm in a minute. Stop for a rest. We have the beautiful views of the mountain behind us. All we would do if it wasn't so cloudy. If you're wondering why I'm still wearing sunglasses, it's because I have given up caring. Even me at my grumpiest will admit that it's still a pretty good view, despite the clouds. As if by magic, the rain begins. I'm wet, the camera's wet, Febby's freezing cold. It's so bad I've even taken my sunglasses off. Given up and we're retreating to the car. I'll speak to the camera again in a bit. Well, I said we were going to get in the car. The car's left, so we're stranded on the mountain in the rain. Having a good time, Febby.
What do you think?
Well, as we're stranded here, this is apparently where I live now. I guess that's a fitting end for the video, so if you enjoyed it, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe for more travel adventures, and I'll see you in the next one.